قاطع رحم, the one who cuts the relation. Fourth, the one who keeps some negative feelings about other Muslim brothers and sisters in his heart, in his or her heart. So the bughd in the heart will not bring forgiveness. The four people will not be forgiven. So we should be very careful. And so we are not amongst any of these four people. Other than that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive all those on this night of Qadr. And then Aisha radiallahu anha asked Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, what kind of a dua should I make? And he told her, you should make this dua very frequently in the night of Qadr. Allahumma innaka afuwan tuhibbul af fa'af anni. Reported in Tirmidhi that Allah, you love to forgive. You forgive my sins. So you want to ask forgiveness. And also, this third Ashura is the itqun min an-nar. In this Ashura, in this night, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides about freedom from the hellfire. So we should be asking Allah, Allahumma ajirna min an-nar. So we should be doing that very frequently. Allahumma ajirna min an-nar. وَأَدْخِلْنَا جَنَّةَ الْفِرْدَوْسِ الْأَعْلَى مَعَ الْأَبْرَارِ. So these are the du'as of Laylatul Qadr that we should be doing. In one hadith it is said that if you stand in these 5 nights, the Jannah will be made obligatory upon you. مَنْ أَحْيَا اللَّيَالِيَ الْخَمْسِ وَجِبَتْ لَهُ الْجَنَّةُ لَيْلَةُ التَّرْوِيَّةِ وَلَيْلَةُ عَرَفَةِ وَلَيْلَةُ النَّحْرِ وَلَيْلَةُ الْفِطْرِ وَلَيْلَةُ النِّصْفِ مِنْ شَعْبَانِ, and also the Laylatul Qadr. These are the nights in which we should stand in the ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, what are the things that we can do on this Laylatul Qadr? Preferably, we should be engaged in all acts of ibadah. And what is more than recitation of Quran? We should try to recite Quran together, individually, and try to understand its meaning and message. Second, we should be doing Qiyamul Layl, stand up in Tahajjud, in Nawafil. We can do collective, or we can do individual. Third, we should do zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the best one is La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah, Subhanallah wa bihamdihi, adad khalqihi, wa zinat arshihi, bidad kalimatihi. And all this is most comprehensive zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala we should be doing on this night. And then sadaqah. We should not forget the sadaqah and zakat, where the most of us would prefer to pay zakat in the month of Ramadan because the rewards are multiplied so many times. So we should be paying our zakat in this month if we have not done so. And then more than zakat. The more the Prophet ﷺ used to become so generous. He was always generous. But in the Ramadan, it was limitless. He would just give anything and everything in the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Surah At-Tawbah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ صَدَقَةً تُطَهِّرُهُمْ وَتُزَكِّيهِمْ بِهَا. O Prophet of Allah, you should get sadaqat from their amwal in order to purify them and then make them pure in their amwal, in their whole life. This sadaqah, this zakat of course is obligatory for those who have the nisab, who have the enough possessions, whether silver, gold, money, animals, or the business merchandise, or they have the agricultural products. On all these, zakat is obligatory. And we must calculate and make sure it's paid in full, in the time period that is obligatory upon us. And then beyond that, we should do all sadaqah that we could do. Prophet ﷺ said, Ya ayyuhan nas, afshu salam, wa at'imu at-ta'am, wasilu al-arham, wa sallu bil-layl wan-nasu niyam, tadkhulu al-jannata bi salam. He gave us a formula to enter the Jannah. You should make salam very frequent. You should connect your relations, blood relations, and you should stand up in Qiyamul Layl, and that is the formula. You should feed the hungry and the poor who are not able to feed themselves. So these are the things we should remember in the Laylatul Qadr, this 9 or 10 days they are very, very important. Unfortunately, those who are sitting in i'tikaf, they just isolate themselves for the ibadah of Allah. But those of us who are not sitting in i'tikaf, we should become particular about protecting our salat bil jama'ah. We should be in the masjid and do salat bil jama'ah, even if we have to travel long distance. You know, we go long distance for businesses. Why can't we drag to the masjid when the rewards are just tremendous? Either we don't realize the reward of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we take it very lightly. But when it comes to money, we can travel the 50, 100 miles very easily with no difficulty. So, salat bil jama'ah and recitation of Quran, qiyam al-layl and sadaqah wa zakat. These are things, and then also meeting with the people with smiling face and talking to them with rahmah, with mercy, with love. This is the akhlaq of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That you meet your brother with smiling face is a sadaqah itself. It is a charity. It is a great reward for it. So all of the things we talk about, you know, we give a lot of importance to studying Quran, qiyam al-layl, and nawafil, and sadaqat. But we forget about the akhlaq of Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And that has far more importance. I was listening to one scholar, he was saying, all these things, huququllah, they're only 20% of the deen. 80% of the deen is the huquq al-ibad. How you meet your brother, how you talk to them, how you treat your family, your wife, your children, and your brother and sisters. So we should be talking to them, we should communicate with them. The internet and the iPad and this and that has taken our time away, and we are all guilty of it. So we need to remind ourselves, because that in itself is a sadaqah, a charity. So even though we may think, well, why to call somebody, you know, I can do this, I can do that. But calling our family members, talking to them, meeting our brothers and sisters, asking how they're doing, if they need anything, this in itself is akhlaq Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and this is part of the ibadah of Allah, part of Islam. So, udkhulu fi silmi kafa. We can't take just part of Islam, just the rituals. Of course, they are important part of Islam, but that is not all. Islam is far beyond and more comprehensive. So in our dealings with our brothers and sisters, and beyond that, we should look at the whole ummah. The ummah of Muslimin today, they are suffering. The zulm which we see every moment, every night going on in Palestine. Our children, our brothers and sisters, they are dying right before our eyes. There's lack of food, lack of medical supplies and everything. And there's not much response going on from the ummah. So this is something that we should think about, how we can help our brothers and sisters. The least we can do is make dua for them. But beyond that, we have our relief organizations here in the United States. The Helping Hand, the Life for Relief, and Islamic Relief, and so on. So what we can do is to contribute to them. And also there are organizations which are standing up for them, even non-Muslim organizations. There's one, Jewish Voice for Peace. And these are some Jewish brothers and sisters who are standing up for Palestine. So we need to support these organizations who are standing up for them, for this injustice. So this is inhumanity which goes on, the genocide which is going on before our eyes. We have to stand up for that. And I mentioned briefly, I think yesterday, that some people think and ask questions, why it's happening? We are making dua to Allah and they are not being protected. Where is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Some people ask that. So the answer to that is, look in the Quran. The answer is there.